Well, one would never think that not enough snow was ever a bad thing. You know, unless you're Leonardo DiCaprio, who claimed in his Oscar speech when shooting The Revenant, the crew had to go to the most southern part of the world to even find snow, despite the fact that the movie was shot mainly in Canada.
Move to the southern tip of this planet just to be able to find snow.
You know nothing.
Seriously, you want some snow, DiCaprio? Come to Winnipeg, aka Winterpeg. Don't worry about bringing a shovel, we got plenty. Anyway, an apparent lack of snow has pushed back a lot of the filming of Game of Thrones Season 7. Bad news to be sure, however, it does give us more time to noodle around and think about what might be seen in Westeros and beyond in the next season. So I'm Travis from Brainpulp TV, and here are 5 things I want to see in Game of Thrones Season 7. Spoilers, of course, for Seasons 1 to 6. A quick honorable mention goes to the meeting up of Jon Snow and Daenerys Targaryen. I mean, I think everyone wants to see this, and I am excited for it, but I'm also a little scared. These two have no idea they're related, or so I infer from the juxtaposition, oh, some big words there, of the end of Season 6. Jon Snow is Daenerys' nephew? But neither of them know it, so they may, have a bad Luke and Leia moment.
I know. Somehow, I've always known.
Number 5. Arya Stark takes on the Mountain. Everyone loves a David versus Goliath story, and it doesn't get much more David and Goliath than this. By the numbers, the Mountain's actor, whose name I will not attempt to pronounce, is 6'9" and 240 pounds. And the actor, I'm supposed to say actor, right, not actress? Who plays Arya Stark, Maisie Williams, is 5'1". Wowza. Plus, you know, the Mountain is undead and all. This couldn't be a worse matchup for Arya Stark, and that's why I think it might make a great fight scene. With Needle, Arya's style would be to find weak points and exploit them with precision strikes. The Mountain, however, is an undead tank in full plate armor. But Oberyn Martell was also a much smaller opponent, and he nearly bested the Mountain. If it wasn't for his showboating, you cocky son of a bitch, you almost got Tyrion killed. You got what you deserved. Maybe not. Anyway, it would make an amazing fight scene, especially if they were to get the same fight coordinator as a trial by combat scene. But really, I'm pretty sure it's going to be the Hound that does in the Mountain, so this may just be wishful thinking. Number 4. More of Tormund Giantsbane. Honestly, just more of him in any way. Depending on how Game of Thrones wraps up, I'd love to see a comedy spin-off with him, where Jon Snow grants him a lordship, and he has to deal with suddenly being thrust into high society. Or, pretty please, Tormund hooks up with Brienne of Tarth. Wow, what an awesome couple they would make. It might be a little awkward at first, but give them time and they will soon find out that they have so much in common. Like, they both go batshit crazy in combat. And they both have interesting stories to tell about bears, so...
Her fangs were sharp, but she knew how to use them.
Really, I just want to see more of Tormund in Season 7. Number 3. Cersei and the Night's King strike a deal. Now, I'm going way out on a limb here, but in the end of the second teaser for Season 7, it shows Cersei Lannister breathing out a frosty breath. Which is understandable, because winter's not only coming, it's here. Now, this more than likely means nothing, but the other 2 main characters in the trailer all seem to get equal treatment, except for this cold breath scene. Again, might mean nothing, but wouldn't it be cool, pardon the pun, if Cersei made a demented pact with the Night's King? And really, she already has one foot in the grave workings, as her maester is clearly a necromancer, and her main Queensguard is a walking mountain of a zombie. But the Night's King doesn't strike me as the kind to make many deals, although the others did have some arrangement with Craster north of the Wall, so who knows? Number 2. Tyrion and Varys square off. Now, their bromance has been budding ever since Season 2. How did Varys put in his riddle?
A very small man can cast a very large shadow.
But at the end of Season 6, Varys snuck off to cut a deal with Dorne. Makes sense, they're headed to war with Westeros, and the Dornish are, much like a snake, poised ready to strike. So why not? Well, Illyria Sand poisoned Myrcella. And it was Tyrion who sent Myrcella to Dorne. He thought he was sending her there to be safe in case Stannis succeeded in sacking King's Landing, but in the end she was murdered. Now, Tyrion might not know this yet, but in the world of Game of Thrones, everyone has a way of finding out in the end. And even though he may have issues with his sister, father, nephew, uncle, cousin, well, most of the Lannisters, I don't think he'll be too happy to find out that his niece, who even Cersei admitted was the only good one of them all, was poisoned. If all is laid bare on the table, I think Tyrion will have something to say of his longtime buddy. Something other than a joke about his lack of junk. Number 1. The Return of the King. That's right, King Gendry. What? He's the one true king. Bastard as he may be, he has the blood of kings. Baratheon blood. Now with Stannis and Renly dead, he, I believe, has the most rightful claim to the throne. Not only are the other children of Robert Baratheon all dead, but there are really no children of his at all. I would love to see Gendry just come out of nowhere and have a big impact this season. The last we saw of him, Davos Seaworthy had sent him on a boat against Stannis' wishes. So the Onion Knight and the Red Priestess know of his claim to the throne. And the Red Priestess has been kind of sidelined in Game of Thrones universe of late, so she might seek him out if, I don't know, she sees it in the flames or something. Really, I don't care how it happens, I just think it would be a great WTF moment if he were to show up out of nowhere, brandishing a big old warhammer like Robert Baratheon used to, and just stir shit up. However, I don't think I'm likely to see this anytime soon, as on the IMDb page for the actor, it doesn't show him as having anything to do with Game of Thrones since 2013. But we all know how sneaky those producers can be. So there are 5 things that I would love to see happen in Game of Thrones Season 7. I know some are far-fetched, but you never know. Game of Thrones is definitely a show that will always deliver surprises. Are there any mystery characters you'd like to see return in Season 7? Or any alliances formed or broken? If so, please leave them in the comments. If you liked the video, consider hitting the thumbs up, and thanks for watching. Thanks for watching all of our Brain Pulp stuff, and we'll see you again.